Welcome back to the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre here in Albury for NBL1 action between the Southern Vale Home Bandits and the Frankston Blues. Promises to be an exciting contest, but before we get to that, Steve Murphy in commentary, very special guest alongside me, the league manager of NBL1 for season 2019, Dean Anglin. Dean, thanks very much for your time, and it's been a privilege to have you here, but also ideal because we did have an incident during the women's match during the third quarter. Talk us through that.
Yeah, firstly, thanks for the intro, and I'm probably lucky that I'm on site tonight just to see how it was handled. I guess a little bit of a water leak happening just on the sort of halfway line of the show court. Player safety is our paramount focus, and with the drops about sort of 5 or 6 seconds apart, we couldn't really guarantee that the floor would ever be dry as a player was running past it. So we had to make the call to move the game. The Bandits staff have been amazing during this little change and managed to get us. It took a little bit of time, about 17 minutes, for us to be able to shift the game from one court to court 4 out the back here at the Lauren Jackson Centre. So a little bit longer than we probably would have liked. And getting the scoreboard up and running was the longest part of that. So,
but just talk us through a question without notice. I guess logistically with that as well, would there be a time frame if there weren't other courts actually available to us? Would there be a period of time where the game would have had to be abandoned?
Yeah, look, I was working on a theory of 30 minutes.
Yeah,
it was, the girls were pretty good. The girls stayed warm during the first little part of it. But once we got to a point where the girls had been off the court for 30 minutes, and we really don't want them warming up, cooling down, warming up, cooling down, warming up, cooling down. So when you think about it, and half time for most of these girls at most stadiums is 15 minutes. Given that they stayed active through that time, I was pretty comfortable that unless we got past the 30-minute mark, they were going to be okay. I think we got back on the court at about the 27-minute mark. So, it was pretty close, and there was a little bit of a challenge getting one of the shot clocks to work on court 4. Had that have not been fixed within about another 2 minutes, we probably would have abandoned the game, and then we would have had to have found a way to replay that game. So,
well, just for those listening at home, it was 98-76. The Southern Vale Home Bandits did get the victory over Frankston there, so they'll remain inside the top 8, and Frankston a couple of games outside. Now, with the men's game, we noticed that it's back on the traditional home court here of the Bandits. Talk us through that decision. How close were you to not playing it on this court and having it also play on one of the others?
Oh, look, I think if there's been a bit of remedial action work done with a scissor lift and some buckets that are hanging from the ceiling right now to catch the water. The rain ban has passed, but obviously with water, it's probably sitting in the insulation rather than coming directly from the roof, I would suspect. So we've got a plan in place. We've got a person that's dedicated on the side of the court watching that spot to make sure that no water drips from those buckets. At halftime, we'll make sure that those buckets are checked with the scissor lift to make sure that they're not too heavy and they're not going to come down at any point. We are a little bit, sceptical of what we're doing right now, but the court itself is fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the court. The only problem, I guess, is if the rain started again, was heavy enough for those buckets to become a problem for us. So,
and just with that decision, obviously you're here tonight, and no doubt would have been a phone conversation had you not been. But that decision in terms of the court, does that come down to the referees? Does it come down to both sides having to agree, or?
So the referees are ultimately in control of the game. From this point on, the referees are now in control. The decision to abandon the game was mine, if it had have been abandoned, and the referees would have made contact with me if I was unavailable to be contacted for some reason, which I assure you wouldn't have happened. I'm available all the time on game night. But if they hadn't have been able to get hold of me, then the decision would have fallen back on them. I suspect, and given that my background is from clubland, 5 years in clubland, I suspect if the referees had have been in control, they might have taken a more conservative approach and abandoned the game rather than moving it. I understand the challenges that come down to running a club and running a game night like this, and so therefore I was probably happy to work with the club to find a solution tonight.
Mate, just before we do let you go, Dean, appreciate your time and great to have you here. You must be happy with how the 2019 NBL1 season is this brand new concept. I know certainly on the border it's been welcomed with open arms.
Yeah, look, I mean, we're really fortunate that we picked up 19 or 18 licence holders, but 19 clubs that are established clubs that have been playing at a high level for a very long time. They made my life very easy. What we had to do was create a brand in a place where they wanted to be, and I think watch out 2020, it should be a sensational year, and now the clubs understand the level that we're striving before. They understand the professionalism. I think the next 5-6 months for them while they prepare for next year, next season, I think you'll see a marked improvement in the way that we deliver the game. But I'm really wrapped with the way that the clubs have all committed to what we wanted to achieve in 2019. So, onwards and upwards, I say.
Dean, really appreciate you explaining that for us. Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Well,
Dean Anglin there, the league manager of NBL1, overseeing what is quite simply an amazing product. It's been scintillating in season 2019. So many players getting a chance on an NBL roster as well. So many more vying for it. And it's set to build even bigger in 2020 as basketball in this country set to go to brand new heights. The Bandits coming into this contest as Jade Kolf joins Steve Murphy in commentary this evening for the SSNA Club, our broadcast partners. And the Bandits come in sitting in 16th position, but only the one game outside the top 8. They take on Frankston, who are in 6th position. And Kolf, man, as you join me, I'll rattle off this stat just before the start of the game. The Bandits amazingly sit in 16th, but the number 2 attacking side offensively in the comp, Frankston, at number 4. So we expect a high-scoring affair this year, this match.
Yeah, we do indeed, Murph. Just great to get some basketball great to get an explanation to all the fans out there, but great to get some basketball here. We're live and expecting a good one here. Bandits need to get a win here against a tough Frankston Blues outfit, and we're underway.
We certainly are, and the Bandits are going to start. Kenji Bosley has the ball inside the paint, puts the first shot up of the night, and taken away here by, Hadza Merovic. Look forward to calling him a couple of times. Hadza Merovic flicks it out wide across to Barker and drives against Bosley. Puts up a little left-handed mitt. Wasn't too bad. Rebound goes the way of Sukuk Riak for the Bandits. Quickly after Manny Malou.
Oh, he loves it on the open floor, Manny Malou.
We've become accustomed to that in this arena.
We certainly have, and he's taken a little bit of offensive responsibility as he settled into this Bandits lineup, Murph, and he is a valuable piece in this high-powered offense.
Young involved there. Now look forward to this man too, Dan Triss. Keep an eye on him. I'll tell you about him a little bit later on. Very talented player. Spent a bit of time over playing in Europe before coming back to Australia after graduating college. There's a three-point shot here. Has been put up off the board and no good to Sinkurak. It comes back down. Well, a foul called, and as Hadza Merovic was on his way to the bucket. The foul goes against the Bandits. The first one tonight will go against the 11 in Kenja Bosley, the Kentucky import for the Bandits.
Early fouls. They can really come into the equation with the marquee players on both rosters.
Triss goes across to Hadza Merovic, flicks it back inside to Barker. Now Young underneath the bucket, a tough move, but tapped away by Manny Malou. And Bosley somehow flicked across to Riak, who stepped out. It'll be a Frankston ball. 91 points the Bandits average, attacking-wise, but they concede 96. So defensively has been their issue all year, which is why the side sits in 16th and sit second in attack overall. Frankston, one of these sides, Cole, regarded as a serious threat in this competition. Not one of the real top sides at the moment, but one with enough talent out there on the floor to cause some problem. I mentioned that Dan Triss, Melbourne United, he played with last season. It's his second season with Frankston. After graduating college in 2015, spent a bit of time mainly in Spain, over in Europe, before eventually playing pro ball here in Australia. And a foul call against Sinkurak here, the Bandits. So it's 2-0. Minute 30 into the contest here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. Massive clash. The Bandits, I think we both feel Kolf must win this one at home. They've got a terrible record at home this season recently. One win from their past 5.
Yeah, absolute must win this one. And I noticed Deborah George just on the bench at the current moment in time as a nice move to the rack. Nigel Young showed his athleticism there.
Bosley's going to be guarded on this occasion by Boozman. And Bosley is fouled.
And very, very difficult to keep Kenjar Bosley in front of you defensively. And he's exploded on a couple of occasions so far this year, Murph, and then had a bit of an injury that's set him back. He's yet to see those dizzying heights that he set alight earlier on the season as he goes into Torrin Jones, the big junkyard dog, and he gets his offensive night underway. Some big games on the road from big Torrin Jones, and he needs a big one from him tonight.
Boozman brings it up to Young, back to Boozman. Interesting too, Deborah George starting on the Pine tonight. So the Bandits not going with both he and Kenja in the backcourt. There's a little bit of tangling going on here. Yeah, arms and limbs going down everywhere.
A little bit of niggle down there as was that Bozeman to the rack, I believe it was. He's going to go to the line and shoot a couple. Yes, as you mentioned there, Murphy. Yeah, Deborah George on the bench there for the Bandits. Don't often see that at the start of a contest. Not too sure if he has a little bit of a niggling injury or something along those lines. He's normally in the backcourt with his running mate Kenjar Bosley.
So, interesting feel of this one to start, Cole. Not the way that the women's game went, which was rather quick speed to start with, and then
very quick
offensively.
Yeah, this one a little bit more physical. Boys are throwing their weight around early.
Trist gets the rebound and can't get it to go. Young comes up with a butt, and eventually the bucket goes for the visitors.
Nigel Young getting down and dirty underneath the rim there. Giving up tremendous size there. That was big there from Young. He's a very good athlete. Kenjar Bosley looking to settle things down.
Just looking to get into some rhythm here.
Oh, Malou, he spills it, dives on the floor, 5 on the clock. Torrin Jones tosses it up, short. Rebound, Frankston Blues as they push the ball to the rack. High off the glass. Oh, we've got a goaltend.
Barker there going hard to the rim.
Barker had to throw that one up high as Torrin Jones was coming across.
Frankston find themselves with a 3-point buffer as we go 3 minutes into the opening term here for the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. Great to have your company, particularly all our Frankston listeners on NBL1 this evening. Sinkirak out to Bosley.
Manny Malou! Count it! The alley-oop. Easy buckets for Manny Malou as he flies high again.
Probably a man that's not beyond the possibility to be on a roster next season in the NBL. This is around Hadzamerovic losing the ball. It'll be a Bandits ball.
Yeah, good defense there. It's one thing that Coach Chalmers is looking for tonight. Stingy defense. We know they can score buckets, but they all need to work together to play that tight defense. Into Manny Malou in the post. Oh, turns it over. We're going the other way. Nigel Young.
Nice
all
move.
The way.
Doesn't get it to go.
In.
Trist trips it in.
There is that man, Dan Trist.
Certainly played.
As you mentioned before there, Murph.
Yeah, he was very well liked coming out of college. Chased a little bit. New Zealand keen on him at one point. Now Sinkirak across to Bosley. Bosley puts up the shot. Trist takes it away, flicks it quickly out across to Hadzamerovic. Back to Bosman. Drives hard left off the glass, draws the contact, and will go to the line. Sinkirak is already in very early foul trouble.
Yeah, he's picked up that his second, I believe, Murph. Yeah, 2 fouls. He's going to head to the bench for a bit of a spell. Looks like they're looking to inject possible Bailey Lloyd into the lineup.
So 7 plays 6. The visitors in front to extend that lead. Bosman makes it count. He goes 2 from 2. As Frankston have a 10-6 lead. This is Riak.
It's just, yeah, he picked him off. Going the other way.
Nadzerovic.
There's 2 more.
Nice driving.
As Deborah George gets set to come in, the ball handling duties. When Kenja Bosley not bringing the ball up, a little bit disorganised as Bosley launches. Rebound Frankston.
Nadzerovic already doing a power work early in this game. Bit of a screen by Young. So Frankston into a nice little rhythm here. This man been a big part of it, Tris.
Nice move.
Already going to be a handful for Jones.
Yeah, not easy to score down there on Jones. The big junkyard dog wouldn't like that at all. The Trist shows he's not intimidated down there. He's got some handy moves on the low block as Jones fights for post position. The 3. Oh. Nigel Young comes up with the ball. He looks to push it to Bozeman. Pulls up. 15-footer. Oh. Just missed it. Oh, he's fallen out of bounds.
Reacts out.
Frankston ball. And substitution on both sides, and Deborah George will check into the game. And we also have, I believe that's Josh McKay in for the first time there, Murph. 11-6. Frankston settled nicely.
So both Bosley and George on the floor now for the Bandits.
Just takes a bit of pressure off Bosley with the ball handling duties. There's that one.
I didn't think Young tried to go across to Hadzerovic there, but Hadzerovic had other ideas. And the ball out. So early stages in this one. Bandits going at 33%. 50%. 6 from 12 for shooting range for the visitors, the Frankston Blues tonight. 6th position on the ladder. And a good away record just of late. Bosley flicks it into Jones. Jones puts up the shot. Doesn't get it to go. Bosman comes up with a rebound. Drives up the court. Quickly try to go to Tris. McKay, but gets in the way. Honest contributor, Josh McKay. Will wear his heart on his sleeve. And the man you call the junkyard dog gets his first points of the night.
Tough move there. He's looking at the referee. He felt he was pushed. And that's a Angus Howie down there. He is like a bull.
McDonald on the court.
Wasn't giving up any space at all, and there's a foul on Josh McKay.
Okay, throws the arms up.
A little bit of a rugby tackle there as Trist was looking for post position. So a bit of size for the Frankston Blues, Murph, with Trist down there and, as I said, big Angus Howie, number 22. And you can see why this Frankston outfit are one of the ones tipped to possibly do some damage come playoff time. A little bit of niggle down there, Murph.
Well, Jones is definitely accustomed to having a chat from time to time with the referees.
Jones looks confused. His Coach Chalmers speaks to him and says, look, relax, calm down. Long way to go on this one. Cool heads need to prevail.
Trish makes it count, and this man already looks like he's going to have an impact on this contest. He's up to 5 points. And you can make that 6. Clean as you like with the 2 free throw shots. Bosley up court. Already a 9-point lead to Frankston, and some issues for the Bandits early. Bosley in a react, nice move.
And lovely pass, Kenja Bosley. The Bandits with this lineup giving up tremendous size, Murph, with Howie and Trist down low, with Torrin Jones on the bench. Here's Howie. They're going to look to make a move. Too big, too strong. That was predictable around there. Josh McKay giving up a good 15 to 20 kilos.
Yeah, size is definitely a problem, isn't it, out there?
Deborah George. Oh, Bosley.
That's
for normally.
Two.
Oh, good tip in. Bailey Lloyd. Lovely tip in there.
And Hadzimirovic
there's Coach Chalmers
left
be irate
open.
on that.
Rolls ahead.
That's why the Bandits sit 16th on the table, Murph, giving up easy buckets like that. It's all about defence. And when it's non-existent, as Deborah George fires, he misses. Angus Howie, great rebound.
Hadzimirovic again drives against
Hadzimirovic,
Bosley.
it's another layup. It's a layup exhibition.
Bandits have some trouble at the defensive end again, but offensively as well.
This one's slipping away early, 24-12, as Bailey Lloyd fires away, and he makes another one.
Playing with a bit of energy, Bailey Lloyd.
Wow.
Maybe tonight it's his night.
Bailey Lloyd with 5 quick points. Coach Chalmers would be ecstatic with that.
Well, the response to come at the other end by McDonald doesn't go. And now the Bandits can get back-to-back
Here
buckets.
he is again, he's wide open. Another
is.
one, got it again! Bailey Lloyd is in Flago. He's on fire as Trist gets barked at by Bozeman for the defensive breakdown. And there's a foul on Bosley. But Bailey Lloyd to 8 points, keeping the Bandits in touch as Bozeman and Trist going at it. He walks away. Plenty of fire down there, Murph. Great to see. As Coach Harms pulls Bozeman aside and says, hey, look, we need to relax, but Bozeman not having anything to do with that at all.
He's not happy, is he? He's having plenty to say.
Yeah, he wasn't happy. Bailey Lloyd left wide open. And Trist was not appreciative of the words that were coming out of Bozeman's mouth. Plenty of fire down there. Great to see. 24-18, 1:30 left.
And it'll be a Bandits ball.
Bandits ball. High octane NBL1 action here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre.
So Jones brings it in. First time we've seen Jared Molnar on the floor tonight. So Bandits swinging some changes. Jones drives to the bucket.
The junkyard dog. You're not going to stop him from down there. Great feed from Deborah George. Nice little left-handed pass to the cutting Torrin Jones, who has had some massive games on the road, this man. He's played solid, but yet to have a real breakout 35-point, 20-rebound game. But more than capable.
Now, something that we've missed early on here, Manny Malou
looks
injured.
He's over there. He was getting a little bit of treatment, and he looks like he might be done for the night, Murph.
It would be a big loss for the Bandits. He started so well as well. He come out with 4 points, 2 big dunks. One of those was an alley-oop. So there could be some problems here. Driving is Pierce. Gives it back across. McDonald goes the reverse layup. No good. Jones takes it away up to George, and he thought about flicking it to Molnar. Thinks against it. Close checking by McDonald. Edging his bets. It's a screen. Flicks around out wide. McKay gets a body check. George, and can't get it over the top of Big Young, who drives up, flicks it out wide, and Pierce tilts it off the glass for 2. Under 40 seconds to go, SSNA Club in Albury. Quick transition by the Bandits.
Torrin Jones, the junkyard dog.
The SSNA Club, we have 30 to go, 19-26, 22-26, I should say. 4 points the current buffer the way of Frankston. Flicks it back across. Young puts it up, doesn't get it to go. Interesting that score because it went to 19-22, so whether or not they made a mistake there or whether it was correction from earlier, we'll keep an eye on that. Deborah George with the ball. Bandits with the last play of the term. They fought back. They were down by about as much as 12 in this quarter. George drives, puts it up, draws the contact, and will go to the line with 2.3 on the clock.
He got clipped. I think it was Tommy Garrett on defense, I believe it was, for Frankston.
Do believe that score is correct as well, 22-26.
Wasn't Garrett, it was Lachlan Barker, I believe it was there. Yeah, Deborah George blew on by, and he just clipped him on the head on the way past. Easy call as he makes the first, cuts into that Frankston lead. Yeah, interesting this guy start on the bench, Murph. I said, not too sure if he has a slight injury or whether that was tactical from Coach Chalmers. Strategy. Frankston, 2.3 on the clock. Gets to halfway, throws it up.
McDonald, very nearly, wants the foul as well.
Yeah. McDonald not going to get that call that often, and 26-23 after one, Murph. Entertaining first period. Things were slipping away for the Bandits there. They were down 12 at one stage, but an injection of Bailey Lloyd, some long-range shooting from Bailey Lloyd and a putback on the offensive glass, and has kept the Bandits in touch. And look, defensively, I didn't think they were that great in the first period, Murph. It's been their real letdown so far this year, but they are in touch. And look, plenty of niggle in this one. I like what I see. This could be a very good ball game tonight.
Let's check out some of those stats at quarter time for the SSNA club, Cole.
Yeah, we've got field goal percentage. Good shooting for both teams. 50% for the Bandits, 53 for Frankston. Three-point shooting. Frankston not putting up many. They are 0 from 1, where the Bandits are 2 of 6. Rebounding very even, 11-9 in favour of the Blues. Blocks even at 1 apiece. 7 assists to the Bandits, 0 for Frankston right now. So we'll keep an eye on that one there. That's an interesting one. 5 turnovers to the Bandits and 3 for the Blues. Both teams should be a little bit more settled. Now as we move into the second period. But as I mentioned before, plenty of feeling out there. Both clubs know what's on the line tonight. So if you are plugged in and watching this one, saddle up, because I think this one's going to be a good ball game.
Lloyd and Jones 8 apiece. Merovic with 7 for Frankston leading the way. Triss with 6. Rebound leaders, Torrin Jones as you expect. So Cook Riak with 3, but the leader out there with the Triss with 4. And like you said, interesting, no assists yet for Frankston. 4 leading the way is the Kentucky recruit of the Bandits, Ken Bosley, as players make their way out for the second stanza. There is a bit of feeling in it. You're right. It's going to be a fascinating second half of basketball here. Second period of basketball here, because the first, certainly, Frankston got the jump, and then the Bandits just probably felt their way back into the game. I thought Devitt George, although he didn't get on the board much with scoring only the 1 free throw, he certainly did enough around with just assists and setting up players and different things like that. McDonald flips it back to Young. What a way for Frankston to start.
Yeah,
so I thought he changed the tempo a little bit, Devitt George, when he come on.
Yeah, he certainly did. He certainly helps out with the ball handling with his running mate, Kenjar Bosley. He certainly settled things down as he makes a move to the rack. Kicks it out. Another one. It's Bailey Lloyd again. It's McDonald to the rack. He gets an easy bucket. There's another layup. Too many layups, really, at this stage, that the Bandits are giving up. Just on that earlier dunk there from the Frankston Blues, he looks like he is a blue-chip athlete, is Nigel Young, number 15 for Frankston. We'll keep an eye on him. He looks like a supreme athlete. There's another turnover. How he comes up with it. We've got Lachlan.
How he's going to play some sort of role in this game, you think. Pierce to Young. And now the shot goes up here to Barker. No good. And taking away is Molnar. He loves to shoot, Molnar. Torrin Jones loves that little range.
He likes that range, Jones. He's gotten better as the season's progressed from that range. There's a turnover for Frankston. Out of control there was Will Pierce. He was looking for a foul, but the referee was having none of that. Referee says we're heading in the other direction. And we've got a timeout, I believe, to the Bandits with 8:37 left in this one. 30-29. Close contest. Plenty of niggle. Crowds building. We've got NBL1 basketball. The rain seems to have cleared, Murph, which is a great thing. And we are here on the major court here at Lauren Jackson Sports Centre.
If you've just joined us, we did have an incident in the women's game a little bit earlier on. The Bandits went on to win 98-76 against Frankston, but we did have a leak which was coming onto the court due to some rain here earlier tonight. And the match had to be, well, with 8:04, I think there was 8:04 remaining in the, or 8:06 remaining in the third period. The match had to be moved to a different court here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre, so there was a little bit of a delay, around 17 or 18 minutes. We had Dean Anglin here, the league manager of the NBL1 competition. So we're able to get that all sorted out nice and as quick as we could. And then after a little bit of conjecture, the match was decided to continue here with the men's game with a delayed start by half an hour. So a little late with our start tonight, running behind the other games in the competition, of course. And we get underway back from the SSNA timeout. It's 30-29. 1 point the advantage to the visitors. Good game of basketball this now. Lloyd, who really set the Bandits on fire in that opening term. Bosley into Jones. Guarded and puts the shot up. Can't get it to go. They come down and take it away here. Well, by Big Mojack. And, well, almost stolen away, but it does end up coming back to Barker. So Barker has it for Frankston. Puts the shot up for three. He was open, left alone, and makes the Bandits pay.
Yeah, Torrin Jones left him all alone, and Barker was like, why not? I'm going to shoot it from here. Nothing but the bottom of the net as Deborah George looks to create. Toss it off. Great response there from the Bandits. Torrin Jones, he moves to 10 points, and he's looking very, very dynamic offensively.
So
Big
both
Howie
sides getting their offensive game going at the moment. Had a jumper change out there, I think, Colfman too. Marjock in the number 22. So Big George puts the shot up. Marjock comes down with it, takes it away and flicks it across to McDonald. And it comes back out to the shot coming up by Barker. Doesn't get it to go. And it's taken away by Deborah George. So George drives towards the paint off the glass, and it's good. The 2 points. So the Bandits keeping pace here with Frankston. Big clash. You'd imagine an elimination final very much for the home side tonight, as Molnar taps it away from McDonald above, out over the sideline. There's Molnar and McKay both head off. McDonald also finding his way to a seat.
And I'm calling that one too, Murph. I think 6'8" swingman Manny Malou is done for the night. We won't see him again tonight.
Huge. So we missed what happened to him earlier on. It's a big moment as Bosman lands a big bucket. A big three there. Yeah, big moment. Manny Malou, he started so promising, so well. Athletic.
Yeah, he gives his ball club so much versatility.
Oh, incredible. Serious player, great bloke as well. Jones puts the shot up and it's good for two. Bosman brings it up court, and he had plenty to say in that opening term as well.
He certainly did. He looks like a fiery campaigner. He bombs away.
This is it.
Oh, we go the other way. It's
Lloyd.
Bailey Lloyd.
Doesn't draw any contact and gets it to go.
Bailey Lloyd. That's a timeout. Frankston Blues, he's had enough. He doesn't want to see any more of that. Bailey Lloyd moves to 14 points, and the Bandits have a 1 point lead with 5:55 left in the second stanza. Bailey Lloyd, take a bow. He has set this game alight, and the efficiency as well. He's got 14 points on not many shots. Some scramble plays, great energy. And Coach Chalmers would be over the moon with what the output that Bailey Lloyd is bringing this Bandits team tonight, Murph.
Yeah, right alongside with Torrin Jones at the moment, leading scorers with 14. Pretty even spread across for Frankston Blues at the moment. They've got a number of players, 3 players sitting on 6. They've got Young, Trist, and also Bosman all on 6 points at the moment. 7 points leading the way for them is Hadzamerovic.
Yeah, Hadzamerovic started extremely well. Haven't really seen much of him since.
Igor Hadzamerovic.
Look, I think Nigel Young, he's the one to keep an eye on, Murph. I think he's, as I said, a blue chip athlete. He looks strong, athletic, lean, and when he flicks the switch, look out.
So 36-37 Bandits lead for the first time in a long time in this match since very early on in it. Tris back to Boozman. Frankston possessing the ball for the SSNA club. Second term, 5:40 remain on the clock. Hadzamerovic combining with Majok. Trist involved. Hadzamerovic back into Trist against George. Trist did a 180. Shot clock beats him. Bandits get the ball back.
Yeah, it's a violation right there. It took too long, and Trist is shaking his head. He cannot believe it. Not happy with that at all. This Deborah George brings the ball up, guarded by Hadzamerovic. High pick and roll. That's what Deborah's game is all about. He throws it away. Bozeman, 3-on-1. And Deborah George will be called for the foul. And Bozeman tries to say he was shooting, but he wasn't. He's not going to get away with that one. Going to be on the baseline ball, I believe. 5:14 left. 3-on-1 there. Good foul from Deborah George. That was saved a for sure 2-point bucket. Hadzamerovic back on the scorers list. Can't keep that man down.
Back in the lead as well. Eagle lands that.
Oh, Kenja Bosley exploding to the rack. And he'll go to the line for two to put the Bandits back in the driver's seat.
Neck and neck at the moment. 5:04 remaining in the second. Bosley at the line. Normally, money for this man from there. He ties the game at 38 apiece. Deborah George and Coach Chalmers having plenty to say to each other at the sideline as Bosley puts the Bandits up by one. Majok tosses it back in. Hadzamerovic flicks across to Bosman. Flicks it across to Young. Inside, Majok. Majok, big unit against Jones. Flicks it out. Hadzamerovic.
What a
move! Hadzamerovic
Wowee.
on the left. Off the glass. 2 points. Blues lead.
Oh, Deborah George walks into a three and he makes that. Another defensive breakdown. Gee whiz, that was like a shooting draw right there from Deborah George. No pressure at all. As the Bandits go into a press, Hadzamerovic to the rack. Another layup misses. Trist, rebound, fighting hard. He'll go to the line for a pair.
Really fascinating battle going on between the two at the moment. And got some issue with the scoring, a little slow behind play. I think it's catching up now. And we'd find the Trist at the line now. He has 6 points next to his credit so far tonight for Dan Trist. Played a lot of ball over in Spain. Lands both buckets. And we're going to welcome in Harry Gibbs to the game now for the Bandits. Likewise, Garrett for Frankston.
Oh, look out below. Torrin Jones misses the layup. Tick put back in. He cleans up his mess, the junkyard dog. He loves it down there underneath the rack. Bozeman. Oh, what a move. Oh, wow. Tremendous ball handling from Bozeman.
Got a good screen there too by Trist. Bosley drills the contact well before the shot. And the Bandits inbound ball to come. As Frankston swing Young off for a couple of changes. They're going to bring back in Pearce to the game. William Pearce. Checking out is Nigel Young. Bosley with the ball, thought about 3, gave back to Jones. Jones going to drive himself. He likes that little fade shot. Doesn't get it to go. Garrett, who's back on the floor, flicks it out now. Adzimirovic flicked it back inside. Well, went looking for Pearce, who coughed it up. Now, a nice assist David George gives to Sukuk Riak, who draws the contact. 3-point play coming up for the Bandits.
Yeah, Sukuk Riak leaking out the back door. He likes those little cheap ones. Real veteran play, that one from Sukuk Riak. He knows that if he gets it on the fast break, Deborah George or Kenjar Bosley, the explosive backcourt tandem, they will find him every day of the week. And Frankston caught napping there, Murph.
So, Sukuk Riak wins the bucket to make it a 3-point play, and the Bandits are out by that margin, 3 points. Bosman flicks it across, Adzimirovic. Looks a likely type tonight out on the floor. Majok, Adzimirovic, Garrett combining, now Bosman against Gibbs, flicks it in. Majok drives just underneath, gets it in his range and pops it in, nice little hook.
Used his size tremendously there, the big man. George. Oh, in and out. Big rebound. Adzimirovic. He looks to push it. Bozeman on the break, and it's another layup again.
I reckon it's 48-47, Colf. We're having some problems with the scoreboard here at the moment. It hasn't ticked over for a little bit.
We sure are having some problems.
As we have a hold, I reckon you'll find the score is 47 Bandits, 48 at the moment to Frankston. Just keep an eye on that one. But both sides trading blows at opposite ends of the floor. The score we have on our screen is 50-43, but we don't believe that to be correct.
Adzimirovic to the rack all the way.
Easy.
2 more for him.
Easy to put in.
He moves to 13. Leading the Frankston scoring sheet.
George.
Look out below. Tyron Jones cleans up another rebound and 2 more points to his tally. He moves to 16.
Now Garrett.
Throws it away.
And Coach Chalmers wanting a timeout, frustrated with his side. Going to have a chat with 2:03 remaining for the SSNA club in the opening half.
Tommy Garrett just threw that ball away, and point guard Damon Bozeman again not happy with that. Gave him an earful. Seems all his teammates seem to be in the firing line.
Yeah, I think the scoreboard has been corrected now. 49-50 certainly seems more correct.
Tyron Jones with 18. Bailey Lloyd 14, leading the Bandits scoring, and it's that man Adzimirovic who started well, then sort of faded out, but now he's injected himself back into this contest, and a bit of a layup drill for Adzimirovic in this second period. He's got 13, and big man Trist 8, and Bozeman point guard with 8 as well. So even scoring for the Frankston Blues, where the Bandits a little bit more lopsided. Kenjar Bosley with 2 points. Deborah George with 4. Unlike those two to be really under 10 points by this stage of the ball game. So even though the Bandits trail by 1, Murph, there's still plenty of upside as their explosive backcourt tandem have had a little impact on the scorecard at this stage. So only a matter of time before, if they're able to break out, things are looking good for the home team.
.203 remaining. Very high scoring affair, as we said at the start. 2 of the top ranked sides in the competition offensively anyhow. Bosley, George. Here is Jones. Puts it up, draws the contact. I'm going to call it now. 1:49 left. Both these sides are on track to smash what their averages are this year. I'll go back to that. The Bandits averaging 91 points for this season, averaging 90 points for Frankston. Both the sides on target for 100 plus tonight.
Yeah, they certainly are, Murph.
It is a shootout here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre.
This man's got 20. We're talking about he's yet to really break out and have a monster game at home. Hadzimirovic out on the wing. He goes all the way. Oh, that's a goaltend. Goaltend there on Torrin Jones. That ball hit the glass. Easy call, that one.
The Bosley. 1:40 to go. Drives back around to his left. Flicks it. Out. So Cook react for three. Doesn't land it. Gibbs can't get it away. And the foul on Debba George against Hadzimirovic.
Debba's foul number 2 on Debba.
1 minute 27 seconds to go in this first half.
Bosman guarded by Gibbs. Combining there with Barker. Drives in, Bosman puts it up. Jones takes it away, feeds to George. Quickly up court, wants to move. Almost loses his footing. Out wide for Cook. Back to George. Drives into the paint.
Yeah, that's a foul.
And is fouled.
It's a foul on Will Pearce. Very aggressive there, reaching in. I don't think Debba really liked the contact there. He went on with it. But there is a little bit of niggle down there, Murph. I know I keep saying it, but both sides understand this is a big ball game in the shape of this NBL1 season. And Frankston, they just seem a little bit more fiery. Not a bad thing, but a little bit of jawing down there in between their teammates and with their squad. The Bandits seem a little bit more at ease, a little bit more calm, for lack of a better term. And 53-52 with 1:04 left in the second period.
61 seconds to go in this first half.
So the ball sits in the possession here of Pearce. Passes. Majok drives and puts it up. Call for a travel. Bandits will get the ball back. A big moment. 53 seconds remaining in the half.
Trish checks into the game.
Will Pearce checks out. Kenja Bosley checks the ball across to George. They'll get the ball back. Frankston. George maybe sooner rather than later. Hadzimirovic taking. Jones flicks it back. Keeps it alive for Riak. He finds himself open. Does he pull the trigger? You bet. Doesn't go. Still the Bandits come up with it. Debba George has the ball. Still 20 seconds remaining. George puts the shot up, comes down. Riak has it taken away by Triss. Frankston with the ball. Comes across to Bosman. And the last right to this half, golf. Hadzimirovic strides, puts it up. Blocked away by Jones. Back to Triss. Drives, loses it. Back Hadzimirovic on the buzzer. And it will count.
Count it.
It will count. A big bucket to Frankston to take the lead at halftime, 54-53.
Yeah, what a way to finish this first half here, Murph. That was frantic there at the end. What a block from Torrin Jones coming across from the weak side. The Frankston bench went up. They thought it was a goaltend, but the end of an explosive first half. The Frankston Blues coming into the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre looking for a tough road win. They lead 54-53. Yeah, this first half's had a little bit of everything, Murph, and look, it's shaping up to be a very, very entertaining contest with plenty of niggle and plenty of, I guess, chatter going on the floor. Looking forward to seeing how it pans out.
For the SSNA club, it is half-time. 53 the Bandits, 54 to the Frankston Blues. Kaufman, let's quickly go through some of these stats at half-time.
Yeah, we'll take a look at some of the numbers, Murph, and some hot shooting from both teams. The Bandits shooting at 51% and Frankston, the super impressive 59%. The three-point shooting, both teams, fairly average. 29 for the Bandits, 33 for Frankston. Both ball clubs will be wanting to get that up into the high 30s, early 40s. Free throws, 80%. Clip for Frankston, 90% for the Bandits. The rebounding is even. 20 to Frankston, 17 for the Bandits. Blocks, 3 to the Bandits, 1 to Frankston. Assists, 10 to 3, and turnovers are quite even as well, 8 to 9. And it shapes up, what we get out of that is a very, very tight contest with plenty on the line. And the second half will be no different.
Plenty to look forward to. Steve Murphy, Jade Colfing commentary. It is for the SSNA club in Albury in their massive locker room to watch all the live sports action. And break back with what is going to be a fascinating second half next. As Thunderstruck plays out throughout the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre, we welcome you back for NBL1 tonight. It is here in Albury. Great to have your company, particular to Frankston listeners. Your side at the moment has a 1-point lead at halftime. In the women's earlier tonight, it was the Bandits, Southern Vale home Bandits, victorious 98-76, interrupted with a bit of water through the ceiling, which meant the game, with a tick over 8 minutes remaining, around 8:06 remaining in the third period, match had to be moved to another court here and finished. There was a slight 17 to 18 minute delay. Dean Anglin, the league manager of the NBL1, was here luckily and able to sort things out. We went ahead with the men's match half an hour late, albeit right here on the main court here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. It's been a very entertaining game for the SSNA club. Our broadcast partners, of course, go and check out the SSNA and all they have to offer, their dining and also their locker room options as well with their massive sportsbook gate golf. It's been an entertaining game and we expect the same in the second half.
Yeah, very entertaining game. Up and down the court, very similar to the women's match before we had the break in play, Murph. But look, it really comes down to defensively speaking in their second half, whoever's going to win this ball game. And we know the Bandits have been reluctant to play any kind of defence so far this year. So Frankston to be happy where they are at this point in time. But the Bandits have got Kenjar Bosley and Deborah George. They are yet to break out. Look forward to that in the second half.
As well, React tries to start with a big bucket. And, well, Young takes it up the other end and puts it in for Frankston. So they get off to a very nice start indeed.
Yep, there's that Nigel Young. He's a blue chip athlete as Bosley fires, and that's short. Trist the rebound. He looks to calm things down with their point guard, Bozeman.
We come out sort of firing straight away, the Bandits. A couple of three-pointers to start with. No
backdoor play.
Tempo inside.
Nice move.
And Frankston have made them count at the other end with 4 points underneath the bucket. So let's see what the Bandits do on this occasion.
Yeah, Kenjar Bosley asleep there defensively. He just got beat on the back door by Bozeman. And it's that defense that brings this Bandits team unstuck.
They want a little bit more patience, perhaps. This time they do. Well, Jones.
He throws up an air ball. That's just a terrible shot from Tyron Jones.
Young inside the paint. Drove straight up the lane.
Another layup, Murph. Another layup.
That's a 6-0 run to start this second half. It's 8-0 for the game. And Jones struggling to get the shot away and finds himself going to the line.
He certainly was struggling there. Plenty of contact down there, but Junkyard Dog finds himself at the line. 20 points in the opening half for this man. And as I said, yet to see a real monster game from this guy. He has done it on the road. We've seen the damage and the numbers he's put up on the road, but yet to do it in front of his home fans. And I'm talking about a major. He's always in that 15 to 16, rebound category. Sometimes 20 rebounds a game, but in terms of a combination of points and rebounds, yet to see that. He's got 20. Tonight could be the night.
Well,
misses both.
He has, but Sir Kirak almost mopped up. Not quite. Trish gets it. Frankston been fouled by Sir Kukriak. So not a great start for the Bandits here. 60 to 53. The lead goes out to Frankston by 7. And this a massive game for the Southern Vale home Bandits tonight. 8:20 remain in the third. And a foul called again against Riak. So picking up a couple of quick ones there, Riak.
Come on, let's concentrate. We're only 7 points down.
The Bandits seem a little bit disorganised right now. They seem a little bit all over the place.
Marjock. Well, not to fall off balance then. The ball inside. Tris.
Yeah, had the size advantage, missed. Gets the rebound back.
Goes back looking for Bosman. Take it away. Sinkirak, who's on 4 personals, just quietly.
Debba
3 for
George.
Debba George.
Bang!
The crowd literally get to their feet for that one. And the Bandits needed it.
Yeah, they certainly did. Debba George, as I said, that explosive backcourt tandem, they've got a big room for improvement here, scoring-wise. Both guys can explode at any time as they look to go upstairs to Trist. Turns it over.
Sinkirak up the floor. Out wide. Sakuk Riak. And travel called.
Oh, terrible start for Riak here. Start the second half. Couple of fouls, a turnover. If you take a look at the Bandits bench, there's not much on offer there. With Matty Malou out, he's been a big out since he went down in that first period.
Yeah, sorely missed, no question about that. Bosman out wide to this man who's been really lively, Igor Adzemirovic, but it comes back to Bosman for 3, taken away by Jones, and out to Bosley. Up court, drives hard to the rim, doesn't get it to go. Magiok takes it away to Bosman. Drives up against George, inside around Torrin Jones.
Wow, the little Euro step there. And now you see me, now you don't. It's Debba George. He fires away. It's another one. Gee whiz, Debba George. Debba George goes into pick-up ball mode. He's like, I'm going to fire threes. As Trist shows the range of the big man. Wowee. He points to the bench and says, that one's for you. Frankston Blues lead by 6. Debba George splits the D. Euro step fouled. Oh, yeah. He got clipped from behind and he'll go to the line. And
both sides have all of a sudden found their rhythm in this third. 6:12 remaining.
So I mentioned before there was plenty of room for improvement for this offense of the Bandits, with Bosley and Debba George were quiet, and always just around the corner that one of those two guys are able to pile on points very quickly. Debba George looks like he's the man that has said, that's going to be me tonight, Murph. And he scores again, takes his tally to, he jumps to 16 points very quickly.
So to cut the margin back to 4. The experienced man in Debba George lands it. And Bailey Lloyd checks back into the game for Sinkirak, and Lloyd is having a nice game himself. A couple of big 3-pointers he put together early on in the contest to get the Bandits really going.
He certainly did, Murph, and Bailey Lloyd not known for his scoring, more the stingy defense and hustle plays, but it seems the Bandits really need everything here tonight.
Barker and Trish combining. Adzemirovic puts up the little jumpers good. Hung in the air for what seemed like an eternity for releasing the ball nicely. Bosley, Sakuk Riak needs no invitation to shoot for 3 and pulls out the bow and arrow. And now George gets the ball straight back. Tries to draw the contact, puts the shot up. Lloyd, well, he almost coughed it up, gets it back, gives it back to Jones, and it won't count.
It looks like a 3-second violation on Torrin Jones. He pitched a tent there in the key. He had no idea what was going on. It was hard to keep track of where the ball was at, who had it, and he was in the paint there the whole time. The big man knew it. He's laughing it off.
61-67, 6 points the margin. Ball up the court now. Though again, I fancy that the scoreboard could be wrong here, Cole. Bandits might be a little closer. Bosman drives inside. Nice move and gets it to go as well. Another 2 points to the Blues as Bosley brings it up court. It is another 3 points to be added to the Bandits yet as, well,
another turnover.
Throws it out.
Sakuk Riak, another turnover.
So 69-64. It is a 5-point ball game to the Blues, we believe, at the moment. Adzemirovic back to Bosman. Young, no look, little pass out wide, and the shot went up there by Barker, no good. So Kukuriak. Torrin Jones takes him to 22 points. Torrin Jones for the evening.
Well cleaned up by Big Torrin.
Now Bosman back across to Trist. Big Trist inside. Hadzamerovic guarded here by George. Didn't matter, put the shot up. Taken by Jones down to Bosley. Bandits on the offensive again. Bosley for two. Doesn't get it to go.
There's a foul on Torrin Jones with a push.
So it'll be Jones's first, amazingly, really. And I say amazingly because generally he does get a couple early in the contest.
Yeah, generally he's the guy getting those early fouls, but tonight, clean slate by the big man. And yeah, with 22 points and 10 rebounds, he's having a stellar game. As Bodman looks to settle things down. Hadzamerovic somehow got it up. Another rebound for Jones, and Bosley's off to the races. Pins the ears back to the rack. Surely a foul, no call. And we're going the other way, and Bosley cannot believe it. He felt like there was heaps of contact there. It did look like there was contact, but it is a physical contest tonight.
For the SSNA club, 3:40 remaining. Coach Chalmers.
Yeah, Coach Chalmers.
A little perplexed.
Asking the question.
So 3:40 remaining for the SSNA club in the third period here. Tight contest. The 6th ranked side in the competition, Frankston, leading the 16th ranked side, the Bandits, by 3. Young out wide. McDonald passed it back to Young, but taken away here by Kukuriak. Out wide for Bosley, drives to the rack, and it's good for 2. Bandits close within 1.
Yeah, well played there. Good attention to detail from Riak. He could have gone either side. He had Deborah George on the other side. Bosley over to his right. Bosley finished, got the job done. Inside to that man Young. Too strong, rebound. And we're going the other way. It'll be a Bandits ball.
So Riak to bring it. We do have a substitution here. Trist looks like he might have checked out. And again, plenty going on the sidelines for Frankston. The Bandits with the ball and a chance. With under 3 to play. Well, 3:01 at the moment, but with under 3 to play by the time they bring it up the floor to take the lead in this game once more. Deborah George put together 17 points so far tonight. Throws it into a Frankston foot. Jones. Kukuriak puts the shot up with 2 on the shot clock. Doesn't get it to go, and it comes down to Bosman of Frankston. Quickly up the floor, gets inside the paint, and off the glass for 2. Bandits did well not to foul.
Yeah, tough move from that man there. That wasn't easy. Riak is long as they go to that man, Bailey Lloyd. What a ball game he had early on. There's Deborah George, pick and roll. A double team. Right, good finish there from Riak.
Riak gets it good.
Good finish there from Riak. He had a little bit of work to do there. The crowd favourite got the job done. He's been up and down all over the place in this third period. But what would you expect from that man?
Hadzamerovic looks out wide. Majok back across. Bosman for 3 for Frankston. Lands a big bucket. Nothing but net, really. Nice shot. Bosley. Comes up outside around to Lloyd. Quick hands across. Riak is open in the corner, and he responds at the other end.
Great stuff from that man, Riak. Way to bounce back. He was having a horror third period.
Igor Hadzamerovic around to Young. Young for two. Mid-range jumper. No good off the top of the backboard. So 1:10 remaining in the third period here. For the SSNA club, the Bandits trailing by a point as Molnar and George combine. George puts the shot up. Can't get it to go. McDonald with a rebound. Quickly up the floor. Into Majok. Against Riak, puts the shot up off the glass for two, and that becomes his 4th points of the night to Majok.
Oh, slips it inside. Deborah George to Torrin Jones. Nice move, and things have gone up another level here, up and down the court. High scoring affair.
Now, this is Bosman.
Pulls it back out
Bark
from long range. Line drive three.
They've got to watch the man. He stepped up here, Bosman. He and Deborah George become very much the two playmakers out there on the court at the moment. Molnar for three. Off target. It'll be Frankston's ball. Not quite. Thrown out. It will be a Frankston ball. No, it will be a Bandits ball.
Bandits ball.
Referee did point the wrong direction initially. So Bandits will need to get a shot off here immediately. Lloyd will have the inbound ball to come in. To Jones, fires the shot for two, off the rim, doesn't go. And at 3/4 time and set up for a wonderful finish here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. It is the Southern Vale home Bandits 75, the visitors Frankston Blues 79, Carl.
Yeah, very up and down in that third period there. We weren't sure what was going on at the start of that third period. There was a bit of a stalemate, and the offense wasn't coming easily, but gee whiz, the last 3 minutes were up and down, and the scoreboard was seriously ticking over. And as you said, the Frankston Blues leading by 4 with one period to go. And as we take a look at some of the numbers there, Murph, the Frankston Blues are hot, shooting 56% from the floor, 47 for the Bandits. Not too bad themselves there. The three-point shooting, that has come up. The Bandits 8 for 23 at 35%. Frankston not shooting as much, 5 from 12, but 42%. The rebounding, 34 to 28. The advantage to Frankston there. Blocks 5 to 2. Turnovers are very even as well, and the assists 13 to 5 in favour of the Bandits. In saying that, a 4-point lead for Frankston Blues. Personally, I think the Bandits are in trouble. It's going to come down to defence, and as we know, defence has been a real problem with this Bandits outfit, especially at home at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. Either way, fans tuning in expect a close contest at the end, but I think the Frankston Blues have the upper hand, Murph.
As we get set for the final quarter, thanks to the SSNA Club in Albury. If you want to watch live sporting action, make sure you go and check it out. The big locker room has all your sports covered any time of the year. And the Bandits, you'd have to sense right now they're not buying too much into it in terms of their season collectively as a group, I guess, but you'd have to say externally, with the pack that they're in, a loss tonight would be a massive dagger towards their playoff hopes. While for Frankston, likewise for them, if they go down tonight, obviously wins on the road are like gold, but if they go down tonight, then they too come back to the pack. They'll draw level with the Bandits and a whole massive chasing pack. A very much a side that could do some serious damage come playoff time in August. A lot of people, a lot of very good judges in the competition predicting that this side can push the very best in the competition. The Ballarats, the Nunawadings. But right now, both these sides set to play out what could be very much a classic as we get underway in the fourth. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere on NBL1. This is going down to the wire, we feel. Madjock around Bosman into Young. He gets it up and he starts the way that he did in the third with 2 points for his side. And that margin goes out to 6.
Yeah, it certainly does. Nigel Young.
Well, this man, 3, we get him going again. He started so well. Lloyd doesn't get it to go. Young comes up with it. And George almost pickpockets it away. The corporate box gets a little more than they bargained for.
And the ball flies into the skybox section. Food going everywhere. Here we have Nigel Young.
So Bosman with the ball. Looks to give to Young. Guarded by Riak. And Riak is called for a foul. And Sakuk collecting a couple tonight. That'll be his third personal. Third personal tonight on Sakuk.
Come on, boys, concentrate. Let's get a defensive stop.
So, in Young, received from Bosman and puts in another 2. So he started with 4 points in this second half. And the Blues have taken out to an 8-point lead. The Bandits need a response right now. Torrin Jones with it. Taken away by Bosman. Frankston going like winners early on. Across, reverse little hook shot up by Barker, who's good for 2.
Things getting out of control, Murph. Bandits, terrible start. The fourth period.
George Riak to get them going with a 3. Doesn't get it to go. Bosman. Frankston with the ball, and the foul goes against Kenja Bosley. 10 points that lead out to now.
Yeah, things have slipped away very quickly. Ferocious start from Frankston. And the Bandits look at 6s and 7s, and they need to clamp down defensively here, which has been a challenge for them all season. Because Nigel Young, who is taking a rest on the bench, has come out and is driving the dagger in.
Well, Madjock flicks it across to Trist, and there's another 2 points. It's too easy at the moment for Frankston. 8:20 remaining. Plenty of time for the Bandits, but they need some buckets. They need some control. They need some patience. Some leadership perhaps out there on the floor at the moment as Kenja is fouled. And the boy from Kentucky.
Kenja Bosley with 4 points in this ball game, and
Bosley's the sort of man. Kenja could go on quite a run. Very talented player. Come to the Bandits with a very, very impressive resume. Back of the line and makes both counts, like a true star that this man is of the competition. Can that get him? Can it get the home side going? Bosman has been outstanding tonight. 20 points himself. Out wide to Barker. Trist, so good in that opening half. This is McDonald for 3. McDonald lands a 3. And a dagger in the heart of the home team. And George almost stolen away there by Bosman. And he has plenty to say again.
yeah, he loves the banter, does Bosman. The Boz.
And now sides are going to talk it over here for the SSNA club. Blues are out by 13. The Bandits with plenty to do to get back in this contest. Well behind at the moment, 7:52 remaining, Colton. Well, they need to get some stops, they need some buckets, and they need them quick.
Well, they certainly do, Murph, and this thing's gotten away from them in the first really minute and a half of starting this fourth period. It was 3 or 4 quick buckets. It was that man, again, that athletic beast, Nigel Young, with a couple of buckets. Trist take advantage of his size advantage down low. I mentioned earlier on that may come into the equation with Tristan, big Madjock down there, and it really has come to fruition. And the Manny Malou injury in that first period has really shortened the Bandits' rotation, and they are starting to find that out now, lacking that 6'8" swingman who does it at both ends of the floor, who also provides some scoring. So from here on out, the Bandits are going to have to play a perfect game defensively. They really are up against it because, as we've mentioned time and again on this broadcast tonight, Murph, that defense is not what they are known for. They are known for offense. So from here on out, they're going to have to explode offensively because defensively they've been a complete liability.
David George flicks it in to Kenja Bosley. So both these men out on the floor together. Now George quickly steps inside, puts it up, and it's good for two. So that'll be a start. Gets it to go. Doesn't matter 2 or 3 at this stage. Now Bosman up. Can the Bandits get a stop? Madjock across McDonald. Tris involved. Bosman. This is Madjock doing his work against McKay and doing his work nicely.
Yeah, just too big, too strong. It's that size advantage as Bosley pulls from long range.
Big shot. That is a big
and
shot.
He gets one and he comes up hobbling. There's Kenja Bosley. McDonald moves right to the rack, dumps it off, picked up. Bosley coming back the other way.
His ankle looks okay. He has had problems. Okay. Missed some games with it earlier this year. And knocked out. Frankston will come up with a ball. Would have been a big bucket there for the Bandits to get right back in the contest. And that is a big play right there by Barker. He draws the contact, makes the bucket count. And that's a big moment in the game because Bosley at one end couldn't draw the contact or get the bucket to go, and at the other end, it's turned into a 4-point turnaround play, possibly 5.
Yeah, and Bosley not happy at all down there when he drove to the rack. Had his shot blocked by Big Trist, I believe it was, and Trist had something to say about it, gave him a real earful, and Bosley was looking at the referee as if to say, did you hear what he said? The referee was right there. Play continued, and Kenja really not happy with it at all. You can see his body language as Riak gets an easy 2.
Frankston in control, but the Bandits still not out of it. 82-95. Frankston going above average with the scoring. The shot here put up by Barker for 3. That's a big blow. That is a massive body blow. The margin out to a game high 16 points. It was 4 at three-quarter time. Jones out wide. McKay, an unlikely 3-shooter, lands it for the SSNA club. A big moment in the last. 6:15 remaining. We might just see a shootout to end this thing, Colf.
Well, yeah. Why not? Just bombs away. So they go down low, and that's
tossed out, and again
off Riak's foot.
Still having problems with the scoring. I fancy. No, back to 13. So Trist with it. 6 minutes right on remaining in the ball game. Madjock, Barker, McDonald already landed 1-3. Why not a second? And Frankston wanted that ball back.
Yeah, they're up and about the bench.
Well, inside, George goes to Jones. Jones against Big Madjock, draws the contact.
Counted and the foul. A beautiful, strong, controlled move there from Big Tyron Jones, a junkyard dog, and he's moves along to 26 points. He's also got 11 rebounds, I believe, as well. So he's performed well tonight, Tyron Jones. He's given a little bit in every single quarter, been very consistent with his performance. But it's been a real team effort across the board for the Frankston Blues, and they're even scoring throughout their squad.
Well, he misses the bonus shot. And Bosman almost stolen away by Sakuk Riak. Bosman quickly up now. And Riak, good hustle. Flicks it across to Kenja Bosley. And this time he'll get the foul against McDonald.
Man,
he's been waiting for it.
Oh, Kenja Bosley, he's like a pinball out there. Cannon into the wall. This guy's a real jet when he gets up and down the floor.
So inbound ball to come from the baseline will come through Deborah George. 12 points the margin, 101-89. The visitors leading the contest. Frankston. And in control of the match at the moment. The Bandits with a home crowd to lift them if they can get some momentum. Boys doing a good job with the floor. We've had no further leaks since the women's game. So we've been able to go with this match uninterrupted. It was half an hour late starting, so that's why we're still going here at the Lauren Jackson Sports Centre. Last couple of spots to be mopped up. And a couple of players run into each other as Osman's doing up his shoelace and George was walking backwards. Here we go, 5:25 remaining. Bandits with the ball. This is Sakuk Riak for two, puts it up, he was open, makes it count. Marching back to 10. It's workable, it's doable. If they're good enough. Barker. And Sakuk Riak taps it out. And we'll get a timeout. So 5:07 remaining, 91-101. 10 points to margin, 20 points to Bosman up there on the board tonight. 15 points across for Trist and 19 points for, well, Adman. Hadza Merovic as well up there on the board for the Bandit. 26 to Jones, 19 to George, 13 to Lloyd, 18 to Riak.
Yeah, still plenty of time, Murph. As you said, 5 minutes left in this ball game. It is doable, and with the Bandits' explosive offense, they can make some things happen. But in saying that, the Frankston Blues will be very stiff to let this one slip. They are 6th on the NBL1 table for a reason. Once they're in this position, they know how to win ball games, and they're very keen to lock this one down and get out of here with a W and look on to bigger and better things. And the defense of the Border Bandits has just been one thing this season that they haven't been able to work out, especially here at home, surprisingly. And tonight, it's turning out to be that way again.
So Frankston with the ball quickly. Majok underneath the rim puts it in. 2 points, easy as you like. 12 points back out the margin now. Bosley brings it up court. And we know the Bandits are capable of shooting those threes, and they'll continue to keep going for them as Bosley elects to drive for the 2 on this occasion. Bosman out wide. And Barker and Trish combining. Majok out wide, Trist.
They need the help down there. McKay's outmatched. Pays the price again. They've got a double team right there. They can't leave Josh McKay down there on the low block. He'll get eaten up every time with that matchup. Yeah. No disrespect to Josh, but he's given away 20 kilos. And
bit of height as well in there.
Yeah, it hurts him every time. And Riak stands out of bounds, and we're going the other way again on another turnover. Yeah, McKay down there, he's battling hard, but they've got to send a double team down there as soon as Big Majok gets the ball.
Definitely an advantage to Frankston at the moment in the game and just out there with personnel. McDonald thought about the jumper, flicked it out. Trist, who tells the team to settle. a little bit. They're in control of the game at the moment. They're taking under 4 minutes. This is Bosman out wide. Well, open for three here is Barker. Doesn't get it to go. Trish gets the rebound. 10 seconds on the shot clock. McDonald in the Trist. Gets inside the key.
Yeah, to charge. Yep. Drop the shoulder. And big Trist. He's going to get a tech too, is he?
So 93-105, 12 points the margin.
He certainly is entertaining Big Dan Trist. He's been talking and yapping all night long.
And George gets the nice screen there by McKay. Last touch comes off Jones. It'll be a Frankston ball.
It is wild and out of control there.
Tristan Bosman there. Bosman taken away. Bandits, it'll be easy points here. So Cook react. And that'll bring the crowd to their feet. In effect, it's only 2 points back at the moment. And the foul now on Riak. They need to back that up with more buckets and really get the crowd involved. They're back within 10, but haven't been able to get any closer than that in the last.
That's 4 on Riak, just quietly.
Bosman has the ball in the backcourt. Guarded here by George. Tris comes up. Out wide. Tris for three. Puts it up. Misses.
Over the back. So they get a stop there, Murph. They get a stop and they need more of those. As Kenjar Bosley brings the ball down, looks to post up Big Torrin Jones. He goes to the rack, drops the shoulder.
Doesn't get it to go.
Good defense from Big Madjock.
Barker. And the points just down the stretch have eluded the Bandits on this court a few times this season. Just when they've needed them at the end. The clutch plays. Madjock puts it up, doesn't get it to go. McKay taken away by Bosman. He gets it to go and draws the contact as well. 3-point play coming up, and that could just about be it for the Bandits.
Yeah, Damon Bosman, that's just a hustle play down there. He wanted it more. He came sneaking in from the back, grabbed that ball, and that was just a pure hustle play. As I said, he wanted it more, and that is just about the dagger through the heart of this Border Bandits outfit. And who better than that man right there? He's got 22. He is just led from the front tonight, this man.
Well, it would have made it 13. Well, it might be even more than that. Tris comes up with it. Drives outside. McDonald. And now Barker. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Does Barker go himself? You bet he does for three and lands it. Big three-pointer. That margin out to 15. 110 plays 95. Bosley is fouled on the way to the hoop. And it counts.
Can't end the foul. Kenjar Bosley.
That last one only a 2 as well, Colf, not a 3.
No, it was only a 2.
Only a 2 counted. Yep. So 109.95 or 97 it is now. So to cut the margin back to 11, Kenja Bosley. And the Bandits to start pulling the trigger, you would imagine. So they go.
Yep,
the
3-point play.
Bosman out wide. McDonald flicks it across. Barker. McDonald. McDonald puts up the mid-range jumper. It is good for 2. So 13 points the margin. George with the ball. Does he think about the 3? No doubt it's going through his head. David George looks out wide. McKay for 3 in the corner. It's shallow, misses. Madjock comes up with it, flicks it out wide to Bosman. We have under 2 minutes to go in the game for the SSNA club. Frankston. They've got a very good record on the road, and it's about to improve even further. This is with Trist. Out wide, McDonald for 3. misses. Comes down to Jones, taken away by Bosman.
Yeah,
Madjock, they're just
hammers
about
it
there.
down.
Frankston now.
Another hustle play from that man, Bozeman.
Won 4 of their past 5 on the road, Frankston. And they're going for a 4th straight victory tonight in the season. And they are continuing their climb towards NBL1 playoff action in 2019.
Yeah, you take a look at that scoring from the Frankston Blues. It is even right across the board. 15 for Trist, 15 for Barker. Bozeman, 22. Young, 12. Madjock, 12. Hadzamerovic, 19. It is just stacked with good numbers, good team numbers, Murph. And what a performance here tonight from the Frankston Blues. They've come in and they've taken care of business. They've done what they've had to do. It's taken them a while to shake off this pesky Bandits outfit.
Well, a high-scoring NBL1 game. Not very often this season have we seen 2 sides play and both get beyond the century. Frankston will be the side that will salute tonight with their 4th straight W, their 5th win out of their last 6 on the road. And stay tuned in this competition. They are going to be ones to beat, one of the sides to beat come playoffs. If you're one of the real top sides, you wouldn't want to meet them. Possessing plenty of class like this man. Bosman leading another 2, 115-100, 15 points to margin. A minute left to play. Here's Deborah George for 3. No good. Comes down to Pierce, flicks it across, and, well, Garrett puts in the 2 points and gets his scoring going tonight with 58 seconds left in the match.
So they're going to clear the benches, Murph.
Some subs here. I think they thought it was a timeout initially. And Tristan Bosman seems like they've sorted out their little tiff from earlier in the game. Cole, they're hugging over there for the first term.
They certainly have.
And Deborah George drives hard, draws the contact, will go to the line. So George put together a pretty handy game. He's up to 23 points now for the night. Torrin Jones leads on 26, 20 to Sakuk Riak. And across the board, we look at this. Damon Bosman has 22. Igor Hadzamerovic, he is on 19 points, and 15 points to Dan Trist of Frankston. Has 24 points now for Deborah George. So the top 2 scorers on the floor, both with the Bandits, but they're going to lose the game in any case. Moss getting some court time late, hands it back across to Pierce. 117-103, 35 seconds remain in the contest. Pierce drives inside, flicks it up, gets his own ball back, Gibbs in the way for the Bandits, flicks it out to Deborah George. George for 3 at the end, can't get it to go, comes down to Josh McKay, he misses, and it ends up in the possession of Madjock. Flicks it out wide to Moss, who is fouled, or in fact he steps out. Moss steps out, so he won't be happy with that.
Not happy with that, Jared Moss.
The Bandits will possess the ball one last time. 117-103. Ballarat put 126 on the Bandits here on this very floor, but the Bandits only scored 63 themselves that night. George flicks it across, and the 2 points ends up going up with Thomas Crow. And Frankston to finish this one off for what has been an enthralling game. What a way to finish with a 3-pointer to Moss. On the board, 120-105. The Frankston Blues continue to climb in this competition. And the Bandits, it's another dagger towards their playoff hopes, Cole.
Yeah, it certainly is, Murph. Look, what a way to finish this ball game. But the Frankston Blues come in here and they take care of business. We saw tonight why they are sitting 6 on this NBL1 table and why they're looking to really push deep into the playoffs. Look, the Bandits, not too bad tonight, but look, defensively, they are really, they've got a lot of holes there. And you can see the difference tonight whenever Frankston, it was an up and down game. Frankston Blues defensively, much better, much more organised. And look, when it comes to defence for this Border Bandits outfit, the players and the guys really not on the same page, and it's really been the story of their season, really why they sit 16th. A good, entertaining ball game. Really, what panned out is what we expected. We really expected Frankston to go on and win this as the match progressed. Defensively was the difference, and we can see why the Blues are going to have a real say in what goes on later on in the playoffs in this NBL1 competition.
Let's check out some of those final stats, Colf, before we go for the SSNA Club, our broadcast partners tonight.
Yeah, we take a look. Frankston Blues shooting a red-hot 61% from the field to the Bandits 49. We take a look at three-point shooting, 47. Lights out for Frankston again, 34 for the Bandits. The rebounds, take a look at that rebounding number there, Murph. 47 rebounds to 31. They dominated the glass, their big man. 17 assists to the Bandits, 10 for Frankston, and turnovers were pretty even as well. 15 for the Bandits and 18 for the Frankston Blues. But the rebounding and the defence, once again, the difference in this game, and that's the reason why the Frankston Blues are heading towards the top of the NBL1 division.
On a night when the Southern Vale home Bandits defeated Frankston in the women 98-76, with a water leak holding the game in the third quarter, and the game had to be moved to another court. To the men's, the Frankston Blues, too good at the home court of the Southern Vale home Bandits. Thanks for your company. We'll join you again on NBL1 action next week when the Southern Vale home Bandits are at home once more again. Frankston victorious here in the men's, 120 to the Bandits, 105.